Okay, through you, Madam Chair, we're good to go.
Good. Okay, thanks very much, Jacqueline. Okay, good morning. The time is 10:02 a.m. on Thursday, December 7th, 2023. I'd like to call this Property Standards Committee meeting to order. This is a public meeting that is being audio and video recorded. The land acknowledgement. The town of Aurora acknowledges that the Anishinaabe lands on which we live and work are the traditional and treaty territory of the Chippewas of Georgina Island, as well as many other nations whose presence here continues to this day. As the closest First Nation community to Aurora, we recognize this special relationship with the Chippewas have with the lands and the waters of this territory. They are the water protectors and environmental stewards of these lands, and as a municipality, we join them in these responsibilities. We further acknowledge that Aurora is part of the treaty lands of the Mississauga and Chippewas, recognized through Treaty Number 13, as well as the Williams Treaties of 1923. A shared understanding of how rich cultural heritage that has existed for centuries and how our collective past brought us to where we are today will help us walk together into a better future. All right. The approval of the agenda. May I please have a motion to approve the agenda as circulated by Legislative Services? Julian, thank you. Second by Marcella. Any questions on the agenda?
No.
Okay, I'll call a vote then. All in favor? Opposed? That carries. I'm going to ask the committee members if there's any declarations of pecuniary interest or in general nature thereof. Everyone is shaking their head, and Marcella's shaking her head too. Good. None. Thank you very much. Okay, let's start with our appeals. I will start by introducing the committee members and the staff. My name is Linda Duringer, and I am the committee chair. The other members are Balpreet Greenwald, Tom Planadon, our vice chair, Marcella Socia, and Julian Yang. I will also note that Deputy Town Clerk Jacqueline Grossi is in attendance in her capacity as the committee secretary. Their role is to keep records of official business of the committee and its decisions. For each appeal that will be considered, the following process will occur. The town's case presenter will provide an opening statement and will present the evidence. The appellant will then have the opportunity to make a brief opening statement, which should outline the nature of their appeal and relief being sought from the committee. They will also present their evidence. Any materials such as documents or photographs that the case presenter or appellant had submit to the committee for review, they have all been marked as exhibits and have been distributed in the packages. The case presenter and appellant have the right to make closing submissions, first by the case presenter and then by the appellant. The final submission should include a statement of what each party is requesting of the committee with respect to the order. Following the closing submissions, the committee will then recess and deliberate the matter. The committee has the power to confirm, modify, or rescind the order. The committee may render a decision, or they may reserve its decision and provide it at a future date, or adjourn the matter for a future date. The decision of the committee will be sent to the appellant in writing and may be appealed by the appellant or the town within 14 days of receiving the written decision. Okay, we'll now commence the hearing. For matter 5.1, 46 Rush Road, order to comply 2023-2031. I will invite the town's case presenter, Asheen Khan, to start with their opening statement and present their evidence. Asheen, welcome.
Hi. Thank you. So my name is Ashmeet Khan. I've been with that's okay. I've been with the town as of May 2021. And I am going to present my case on 46 Rush Road. So I received the complaints just for the exterior windows and frames pertaining to the paint that's flaking and peeling off of the frame and window on October the 3rd, 2023. On October 4th, I attended the property at 10:25 a.m. where I knocked on the front door of the property. I didn't receive anyone, so I left my business card and started my inspection. I started in the front where I noticed on the garage door and the frame and even the number 46 as well, I observed peeling paint. So I documented that and I took photo evidence of that. I then moved my way to the side yard where I announced my presence. No one replied back, so I continued my inspection. And I noticed the 3 windows and frames, just the upper, main, and lower level. They all had peeling paint along the frames and windows. So I documented that and took evidence of that as well. I made my way to the rear yard. Again, I announced my presence and no one replied back. And I noticed on the door leading to the rear yard, there was peeling paint around the frame, along with the deck and the stairs leading down into the rear yard. So I took photo evidence of that as well, and I documented it in my book. On October the 5th, I attended the property and I fixed the order that I had generated that day to the front door. I also register mailed it. And it was for the property standards bylaw number 4044-99P. I had used the old bylaw because our new one hadn't technically come into it. It had come into effect. However, we didn't have a bylaw number for it, so I couldn't utilize that one. So section 5.8.2, I have it printed out here, so I'm just going to read it out. It just says that no person shall keep, occupy, or permit the occupancy of a building or accessory building unless A, exterior surfaces which have been previously covered with paint or other protective or decorative materials are maintained in good repair, and the covering is renewed when it becomes damaged or deteriorated. So then on October 19th, I spoke with the appellant and I gave the information just that was within my order. The appellant expressed their concern and wanted to appeal the order, so I gave the information on that as well. I then received the intention to appeal on the 23rd, and here we are today. I think you're muted.
Sorry. Thanks very much. Thanks very much. Okay. All right. I'm just going to, you've completed, Ashmead?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to ask the appellant, Mary.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Mary. You will be provided with an opportunity to present your evidence in a few moments. But before the members ask any questions of the case presenter, do you have any objections to the evidence that was submitted by the case presenter?
No.
Okay, super. Thank you, Mary. Okay, I'm going to open up the group to any committee members that have any questions for Ashim this morning. Julian.
Hi, through you, Madam Chair. So has the appellant reached out to you between your report and today's appearance? And do you know of any, have you been back to the site to see if any of the deficiencies have been fixed since that time?
So I did receive, so we spoke on the phone on October the 19th, which is when I gave her all the information on the bylaw and on the order as well, saying that, you know, within the order, she has the option to appeal. Now, I haven't been able to go back to the property due to my schedule. I'm currently on night shifts. I don't think anyone would like to receive me at 10 p.m. at night. So I haven't been back there yet. That's pretty much it.
Thank you.
No problem.
Excuse me, anybody else from the committee have any questions for Ashmead? Nope. Tom, please.
Let me just get myself off mute.
Yeah, good morning.
Just a question with regards to timing here. In terms of delay in order to complete the repairs, um, I'm noting that we're, into October for the complaint and then November for the repairs to be completed. Was there any discussion with the property owner with regards to those dates and delays, given the time of year that we are into?
So I did check the forecast, and it was still in the double digits while we were having a discussion. That never actually came up. The time frame.
Okay.
More so, I believe that the appellant was just surprised that they received the order. And I will say this on the property there. Me personally, I've been there multiple times, based off complaints. So I believe they were just the appellants are just more so upset that they're getting so many complaints on their property, which it's understandable, right?
Sure. Okay. Thank you. That answers my question.
Thank you.
Marcella,
Ashmead, through you, Madam Chair. Quick question. I think I saw somewhere that there was a replacement to the deck done. Is there any new material that seems to been made on the exterior in the deck area?
So when I went there, on October the 4th, I did not revisit the property, because my order had expired. I don't know exactly when, but the appeal, they had expressed intentions to appeal the order, right? So I kind of left it as is. I didn't notice if there was any work that was done or anything that was new when I went there the initial time that I went. All I noticed was the peeling paint.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
thanks, Marcella. Alpreet, you good? Yeah. Okay, that's great. I just have one question. Just according to Ashmead, the last time you were there actually was October,
Yep,
sorry?
October the 4th
October the 4th.
on my initial inspection.
Okay, so that's the last time you visited the property. Okay, okay. So whatever's been done since then, if anything's been done, you
I
weren't aware.
haven't been able to check just due to scheduling.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to do it before the appeal, but unfortunately, like I said, I don't think anyone wants to see me at nighttime.
Yeah, no, I guess walking around with a flashlight. Okay, I'm good with that. Okay, thank you very much. And no further questions from anyone on the committee? We're good? All right. Mary Barzani, if you would like to have an opening statement now and present your evidence, we'd love to hear it.
Good morning, all again. Thanks so much for the opportunity to appeal for the case. Just wanted to let you know that, again, thanks so much, Ashmead, because I had a conversation with him in regards to what's happening. And then as he mentioned, like, it's not the one-off complaint. For some reason, it seems like I have rented out the property, and then it seems like the tenants on the property and one of the neighbors on the street are having some issues, and then every month we receive a complaint. I was doing some constructions in July with the neighbor next door to replace the stairs on the sidewalk, like between our houses. And then we were in the middle of constructions, and then there were some debris that was in the side of both of the properties, and it was not blocking the stairs or anything. And tenants were aware of it, that it's gonna get removed in 2 days. And then surprisingly, we received another complaint from one of the neighbors on the street. So someone from the city came, and then we received another order that we need to remove the debris by the state, which was really surprising to both neighbors. So pretty much from summer, we're receiving different complaints every month. And one of the reasons that I was surprised was because the houses on the street, if you have noticed, all of them are quite old. And with old houses, things are not perfect. And since I purchased the property in 2021, I have at least spent like 70,000 or 80,000 K, trying to make the place better from interior and exterior. I have made so much effort, and I'm still doing it as far as my financial situation allows me to do so. But then the problem is the order is about peeling on paint, and then when I purchased the property in, for instance, for the deck and the garage frame, I basically painted it 2 years ago. But because of the rain, because of the weather situation, snow comes in and then the paint peels again. And the peeling was not, to be honest, it's not extensive. I believe Ashmit can basically comment on that as well. And then for the garage frame, so far I have basically repainted it based on the order I have received, because the weather was it's in October, so it was already cold, and I had to find someone to be able to help me out. And then I was only able to go and paint the garage frame myself. And then for the rest of it, I needed to find someone, and the weather doesn't let me. And then I also wanted to request to appeal for it, because for the window frames, I couldn't afford it this year, but I'm planning to change those 3 windows, which are much more older than the rest and is kind of wooden. I had painted it as soon as I purchased the property, but then it peeled off again, and I'm trying to replace it with new windows, but I couldn't afford it this year because I spent on stairs and replacing the deck, and then on both sides I made the basically exterior and sidewalks better. So I have put some stones on one side, and then we have rebuilt the stairs with my other neighbor on the other side. So I spent quite a lot of money on both cases, and I couldn't afford to replace the windows as well. But this is my plan for I'm actually saving to do that next summer, hopefully. And that's why I wasn't planning to paint it again before that, and obviously the weather wouldn't let me right now either. And also for the deck, I replaced the surface of the deck, and then the peeling that Ashmit mentioned is on the stairs. I painted it in July 2020. When I purchased the property, but then because of the rain and everything, it peels off. And then when I brought a contractor to replace the deck, he mentioned that don't repaint it because it's gonna get molded. So it's better. So many houses don't even actually paint the deck, so let it go away, and then that's better, for the basically for health wise. So that's why I talked to the tenant. They're okay with it, and they basically that's why I replaced even the surface, but didn't paint that portion at the bottom of the deck. And I'm planning to leave the paint to go away for the stairs. And it's not too bad again. So because I recently painted it 2 years ago. And to be honest, from the financial situation, I can't even afford to make these changes in October. And then the weather was getting cold as well. So both cases. So that's why I actually called Ashmit, and he guided me through how to appeal for it. To be honest, and it's kind of my tenants are frustrated. They're always complaining to me as well that it seems to be someone is picking on them and complaining, once for noise, once for this, once for debris. So we've been receiving, if you look at our file from city, we've been receiving nonstop complaints this summer. And it's getting frustrating for me, because if for some reason the two, there's a neighbor and them not liking each other, I'm paying the price, because it seems like every time they receive order, I have to make some adjustments, and it's financially hard on me, unfortunately. So I just wanted to request to appeal for this. And I have made an effort to whatever I could do, and I could afford, which was the garage frame. I painted that portions that was peeling off.
Okay. Okay, are you good, Mary?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, no, our pleasure. Okay, thank you very much. I just want to ask the case presenter if he has any objections to the evidence that was submitted by the appellant.
No objections.
No objections? Okay. I'm going to open it up to the committee now. Does the committee have any questions they'd like to have for Mary? Tom, you want to start us off?
Thank you, and through you, Madam Chair. Question for you, Mary. You mentioned a number of times through your evidence, you're dealing with a tenant. Has the tenant been difficult in terms of you arriving or making arrangements for either you or someone to effect these repairs? Did I hear that correct?
No, sorry if I confuse you. I don't have any problem with the tenant. He's really nice. They're a very good family, and then I have a good relationship. So the issue is the tenant is complaining to me that there's someone on the street that is kind of coming and checking on them and then complaining to city. That's what they tell me. So I'm not sure what's happening because I don't know who actually complains all the time. But this is what they're telling me. So I don't have any problems with the tenant.
Thank you. And when you purchased the house, was the deck existing or was that something that was added afterward?
It was existing, but I repainted the whole deck.
And so the pictures that we're seeing in the evidence package, you mentioned that was painted 2 years ago. Is that correct?
Yes, and even this summer, I think in August, I replaced, the surface of the deck. When you put the barbecue and everything, I replaced that one completely. So it's brand new, that section of it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think from the photograph that I've got open in front of me, it looks like from the exposed end of the material on the deck surface that it's a pre-treated lumber material, and then the rest of the structure, the stairs and what have you, that's the original, I would suggest. Mary, do you know how, I think I know the answer to this from the evidence package, but do you know how old the house is?
I think it's 28 years old or 29, because when I purchased it, it was 26 years old. So it's pretty old. Okay. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
I couldn't afford to buy a newer one.
It actually looks newer than that. But, the brickwork and what have you, from a layman's perspective, to me, with the brickwork and the construction, when I first saw it, it was surprising to me that the exterior, even around the windows and what have you, the basement window where the paint is peeling, it seemed, it was a bit of a surprise to me, but okay. And the property is rented. The age of the home, okay, we've got that. So typically in these hearings, you're asking for us to consider repealing the order in its entirety, as opposed to, you're not asking us for a delay, you're asking us for us to repeal it in its entirety. And just want to be clear, is that what you're asking, is completely repeal it?
Yes, please.
Okay. Because you realize that if we repeal it and another complaint comes forward, we would be right back to square one. You're not, unless I missed something, and I understand that there are some financial constraints at the moment, but if we repeal it, you have no intention of fixing anything. Am I correct?
So I'm actually not really, because for the windows, I want to fix them. So if I'm actually saving money if I can afford, and I think government is helping out as well. So I'm planning to fix the windows in summer, but I'm repealing to it because I don't want to get like a deadline that, oh, you have to fix the windows by this date, but it's actually my plan to fix it next year. But then for the deck, I don't want to add any paints to it, because that's what the contractor also told me, that it's better to just leave the paint go away. So that's why I'm repealing to it, but I'm planning to make improvement as I've been doing for the last 2 years.
Okay, thank you very much. That's all for me, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Any other committee members have any questions for Mary? Marcella, go ahead, please.
Hi, Mary, through you, Madam Chair. Just a question, did your contractor not give you any alternative other than to let the paint just, flake off? Because normally sometimes the contractors will provide alternative solutions that won't be so costly, such as power washing the paint off. So I'm just curious to know if the contractor is just not didn't offer you any alternatives?
No, he didn't. He just told me just let it go away, and then it's gonna. So many people don't paint the deck anymore, and it's better. It's not molding it because of the rain and everything. So let the paint go away. Because I specifically asked him, can you just repaint the whole deck once more after they replace the surface, like the bottom of it? But then he said, like, let it go, and then it's better for the paint to just go away.
Okay. And you're looking at replacing the windows is what one of the considerations that you have in mind to possibly replace by next year.
Yes, that's actually my plan if I can save enough money for it.
Okay. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcella. Any other committee members have a question for Mary? Valpreet? No? Good. Julian?
Through you, Madam Chair. So I guess it's less of a question, just more of a comment to the appellant. So a lot of these rules and standards set by the town are actually for your benefit and safety, right? So for example, the windows, if you keep it untreated, and you've seen how the weather is, right? The windows may start rotting, and you're gonna have much bigger problems when the damage starts seeping through. So having it actually fixed now with sealants or paint might save you more money in the future and damage. That's something to consider. Same with the deck. Perhaps it might be wise to consult a couple different contractors to see different points of view of wood, how to treat the wood, right? It may not just be having to paint it. Perhaps put a layer of protection on it, and that might be a cost-effective solution that will put you, into good standards with the bylaws and also save you money in the long run.
Sure.
Okay.
And then, sorry, for the windows, the reason I'm not planning to paint it, I do understand you're saying it's going to get rotten, but then because I'm planning to change it, so I don't want to pay like extra money like to paint it and then replace it after a few months. And then I needed to, by the time I got the letter, it was October, and I have to find someone that gives me a fair price and they're willing to work in the winter as well. So that's why I thought the best way to go is appeal for it, and then see like if. And then, sorry, another thing that I wanted to discuss is if you go to our street, it's not that my house is like in a worse situation than the rest of houses, because all of the neighborhood houses are quite old, and then we have kept like this. Basically, I was trying all, and I think the previous owners as well, to keep the house in good shape. And if it was a safety issue, I would definitely address it even as soon as possible. But then, because this was just peeling paint, and then to be honest, it's the fourth standing order that I received. So I thought I'm going to discuss with Ashmit, get his guidance to see like what can be done, because not only financial situation, but also it was just peeling paint. And then I was planning to make improvement in some parts. And then with the deck, it's not even facing city. It's not safety issue. I do understand. I didn't know about the protection on wood, so I will look into it for future. But then at the time, that's what they advised me to do, the professionals. So I thought like that's the way to go. And I was not planning to paint it anymore.
Okay. Thank you, Mary. Are you all good, Julian? Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, I just have a couple quick questions here for you, Mary, if you have a minute there. Were you planning on replacing those windows prior to this standard committee order?
Yes, I was talking to my tenant. So we were planning to look into different like basically contractors, and I have talked to one of my next door neighbors who had replaced a few windows this year. So I talked to his contractor, but it was quite expensive for me, and then I couldn't afford because I made some other improvements to the property this summer. But I was looking for it because there's actually, I think, 3 of the windows which are in older frame, and then the rest had been replaced by previous owners. So that's the ones that I believe, Ashmit, you have also called on, and then I need to basically replace them. So
Okay, so you were planning on doing that. So that will be done in the future. Is
Yes.
one of your first concerns that you would be doing?
yes,
Would
definitely.
be replacing those 3 windows, which was already planned prior to the bylaw officer coming back, correct?
Yes, I can even share you the text I have with my tenant and my next door neighbor if it helps, that I have discussed this. So
It's
in my-
okay. It's all good. It's all good. No worries. You realize though, when paint is peeling, it opens it up. So it opens up, it's not sealed anymore. So when it's not sealed anymore, the water will run in. You have wood windows there. They're not vinyl windows, or the casing around them are not either. So as Julian was saying, it is a danger to the property to cause more damage when the paint is peeling. It's not just peeling paint with the problem, it's opening up the wood to the
Okay.
water, which comes in and will cause you a lot of problems within your walls as well. Okay, just so you know that it's not just peeling paint that you have a problem with.
Do you understand?
Okay, super. My house is also 100 years old, so yours is very young compared to mine.
Good to know.
And it has to be maintained on a regular basis because it is old. 28 years old, it's not really that old yet. Okay, I'm just saying. And it's looks like, as Tom said, a well-built home. You're tuck pointing, everything looks good on your bricks. So it would be advisable to correct that paint problem and have proper sealants put in too, at your leisure whenever you get that done. Okay. The rest of the complaints from the neighborhood, just a quick question, is it just a noise thing? Is it because you have renters in there? Are people picking on them, or what do you think?
So it's been different ones. One was for the stairs that we fixed with my next door neighbor, number I think 52, Zishan. The other one was about debris while we were doing constructions of the stairs. So as I mentioned, like we were in the middle of construction, someone went and complained. It was really frustrating for my tenants as well. And the third one, I didn't receive that because it was specifically addressed to my tenant. In regards to the noise, it seems like they were doing something in their garage, and then it was annoying that particular neighbor that they're thinking is complaining for them all the time. And then this was the 4th one. So since July, I think we have received 4.
Okay, I just want to get that done. Now, the other question I have is, when you consider yourself painting the deck, do you actually use paint or do you use stain? Because
I went
paint and
to
stain are
Home
2 different products.
So to be honest, I'm not a pro on this. I went to Home Depot and I mentioned I want to paint the deck, and then they gave me and I took a part of the paint, the existing paint, and I told them I want this color and it's for deck, and they gave me something. I don't know if it was called stained or paint. Sorry.
This is an important choice to make there. Okay.
Sorry, you mentioned stain. How do I spell it? I want to know for next time.
Stain, S-T-A-I-N.
Okay, stain. Okay, got you. Okay.
Stain versus paint sits on top, stain goes into the wood.
Okay, I didn't know
2
that.
different
Thank you.
products.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
no problem. Okay. Yeah, I think I've got my questions. I'm going to ask, where am I now? Do we have any further questions for the appellant? Anybody? No. Okay, good. I'm going to now invite the case presenter to make a brief closing statement confirming what outcome they are requesting.
So I'm okay with extending the order, just because of the weather right now. Whether it be to replace the windows, but I do want to have a deadline on it just so that we are on the safe side.
Would you put a date on that at all? Sorry to interrupt, but
Probably around like mid-May, the end of May. So
that
that we
would be
can,
satisfactory to you, is what you're saying?
yes. unless my manager has any override on that.
Hold on, trying to get my camera up. There we go.
There you- Oh, you're there.
I'm here. So ultimately, the decision lies with the committee. So should the committee choose to modify the order in terms of compliance timelines, I would suggest the end of June would be a date that I would be comfortable with. That would provide, in my opinion, Ms. Barzani opportunity to meet the timelines that she suggested that she's working towards. Alternatively, and obviously the committee does have the decision to rescind the order or confirm the order should they wish to do so. So if the decision is an extension, it would be the recommendation to go to the end of June.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
Ashim, anything else?
Nope, not for me.
No? Okay. I'm now gonna, excuse me, invite Mary, if you have any closing comments you'd like to make. And can you let us know exactly what you want the committee to decide on today?
So I would be grateful if I get a resend of the order, but I can write down, like in writing, saying I will be replacing the windows in the summer 2024. So, but then I kind of prefer not to get a deadline like end of June or something, because it might take me time to figure out which contractor is basically I can work with, and then the pricing wise, financially, maybe it goes towards August, September. So that's why I wanted to basically put it in writing that I will replace it, but I don't want to get an extension. I want to get a repeal, like basically have the whole order resent if you don't. If there's a possibility for me.
Okay, so basically you want the whole thing rescinded completely.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. I'm good. Jaffa?
Okay, thanks, Madam Chair. So I'll just get a breakout room ready. Mary, what will happen is the committee will go into a breakout room and discuss their decision, and they'll come out and advise you of the decision. You're welcome to stay and wait for their decision, or we will be emailing you the decision as well if you don't want to stay. Okay?
Thanks so much. So is it like going to be a few minutes? Should I stay in, or it's gonna be an hour or something?
It's up to the committee how long they'd like to talk about the item. So if you want to stick around for a bit and see if they've come out yet, you're welcome to do that.
Sure, I can just multitask because I'm working from home. Thank you. I'm gonna wait.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Perfect. Thank you,
Appreciate
Mary.
the time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, I've just opened the breakout room. If you don't mind entering, please. And Ashmead, you're welcome to leave your camera on or turn it off while the committee's deliberating. Up to you. Thank you.
I'm just trying to figure that out now. It's your laptop, just don't know how to work it.
That's okay. Thanks. Morning, everyone. Mary, if you're still with us, the committee is ready to provide a decision. Just give us one.
Hi, I'm here. Thank you.
Okay, Madam Chair, we're good whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Okay, we've come to a decision here. Upon hearing the submissions of the appellant and the case presenter on behalf of the corporation of the town of Aurora and a review of all evidence submitted, it is the decision of the Property Standards Committee that the order to comply CE 20232031 be confirmed with the following modifications: that the compliance date for items 1, 2, 3, and 4 now be June 29th, 2024. I will ask for a motion on that. May I please have a motion to confirm the decision of the Property Standards Committee? Tom? Thank you. Second by Julian. Thank you very much. I'll call the vote. All in favor? Opposed? That carries. Thank you for that. One little note to you, Mary. The actual remedy for the compliance is only for paint, not to replace the windows. So we're not telling you you have to have your windows replaced. That was not on the what was out of compliance at all. What we want you to have done, what we're stating here today, by June 29th, 2024, we want you to replace the paint and ensure that it's maintained in good repair and the covering is removed so that when it becomes damaged or deteriorated. So what we're saying is all the painting around the doorways and the garage door, the casings around the windows should be completed prior to June 29th, 2024. Not a window replacement. That's not up to us. That wasn't mentioned. Is that understandable?
Yes, understood.
Okay. All right. So that way the window issue that's your issue.
Okay. But then the problem is I don't want to pay like double, like once to paint it, once to replace it. So that's fine.
It'd probably be minimal for you, and it would cause you less damage in your home for to get someone on a ladder to scrape it and put a coat of paint on. Probably a student job.
Okay, got you.
Right? Okay. I thank you very much. I think we're good.
Okay, thanks so much for your time and considering my case and the extension. So I will oblige to it.
Okay, well, thank you for being here today too, Mary. Thank you.
Thanks, bye.
And Asheen too. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, bye.
Thank you. Jacqueline?
Yeah, so we're good, Madam Chair. Would you like to move on to the second one, or did you want to call for a recess?
Anybody need a recess? We're good to go, Jacqueline. Let's go.
Okay, you're good to continue. We do have Sarah here. I just want to ensure that our appellant, Sarah, can still hear us. Perfect. Okay, Madam
Yes,
Chair.
Perfect. Okay, wonderful. And Stephen's there, Hunter, and Alex is still in the background. All right, we'll now commence the hearing for matter 5.2, 2 Bluegrass Drive, order to comply, CE 20232100. I will invite the town case presenter, Stephen Hunter, to start with their opening statement and present their evidence. Welcome, Stephen.
Thank you, and through you, Madam Chair, and good evening or good morning, everyone. My name is Steve Hunter. I'm a bylaw enforcement officer for the town of Aurora, badge number 1112. I've been employed with the town for approximately 2.5 years now. I will now review the enclosed PDF document titled Evidence TOA, which I believe all of you have had the opportunity to review. Initially, you will see a copy of the title search, which confirms the appellants are the current proprietors of 2 Bluegrass Drive. Following that is a copy of the assessment roll, which displays the appellant's tax records for the above mentioned address. Next is a property standards appeal synopsis that I have prepared, which is outlined as follows. On October 11, 2023, Bylaw Services received a reported tree concern at 2 Bluegrass Drive. Case number CE 2023-2100 was generated and assigned to Bylaw Enforcement Officer Steve Hunter, myself. On October 15th, 2023, I attended the above stated address at 1400 hours. I met with the complainant, who identified 2 trees in question located on the front yard, specifically facing east. A joint inspection with the town's arborist, Ian Bryant, to be scheduled for further examination. On October 24th, 2023, I re-attended the above stated address at 1140 hours for a joint inspection with the arborist, Ian Bryant. After conducting examination, it was concluded that 3 trees situated on the front yard were declared deceased. Each tree was marked with blue spray paint for identification purposes. A property standards order will be generated. On October 25th, 2023, I issued a property standards order via registered mail to the appellants for the required corrective measures at the above stated address, with a compliance date set for May 31st, 2024. I re-attended the above stated address at 11:34 hours and attempted to make contact with the appellants, but received no response. Consequently, I affixed a copy of the order on the front door of the property. On November 1st, 2023, I received a call from the appellant, Lee, who inquired about the appeal process. I explained the appeal options as outlined on the received property standards order. On November 2nd, 2023, the town's arborist, Ian Bryant, provided a report outlining the 3 dead trees found at the above stated property. On November 8th, 2023, Bylaw Services received a letter from the appellant, Yao, requesting to appeal the property standards order received. I delivered the appeal request documents to the town's deputy clerk for further action. A copy of the property standards order, which was provided to the appellants on October 25th, 2023, is included after this synopsis. Please refer to the certified copy of the town's property standards bylaw enclosed in the accompanying PDF file. The particular violation in question can be found under section 6.3. Following that are scanned copies of my notes, which were written on October 15th, 24th, and 25th of 2023. Next, you will find photographs I captured displaying 3 dead spruce trees situated in the front yard, specifically facing east. Following that is a report from the town's arborist, Ian Bryant. Within his report, he highlights the state of the 3 spruce trees situated in the front yard. As per the report, these trees are no longer alive as there is no evidence of any living foliage. Next, you will find a scanned copy of the property standards order that was sent via registered mail. Following that, there is a photograph I took which exhibits a copy of the order posted on the door of 2 Bluegrass Drive. And lastly, an officer was present at the aforementioned address earlier this morning and verified that the 3 trees are still present on the property.
Super, thank you, Stephen. I'm going to ask the appellant. You will be provided, Sarah. You will be provided an opportunity to present your evidence in a few minutes. But before the members ask any questions from the case presenter, do you have any objections to the evidence that was just submitted by the case presenter, Sarah?
Hi, morning, Madam Chair. Yeah, I don't. I'm okay with the, yeah, I'm good.
Okay. That's fine. I just want to make sure you're okay with what he said, because you're going to have your time to speak as well, okay? We just want to make sure that we can go ahead with that. Okay, hold on. Here we go. So does any members any of our members have any questions for the bylaw officer, Stephen? Julian.
Through you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
So Stephen, just to confirm, the 3 trees that you mentioned and identified, they are dead, right?
Yes, as confirmed by town's arborist Ian Bryant.
Okay, and the property in question is not zoned for agricultural purposes?
And not to my belief.
Thank you. Those are my questions.
Thank you, Julian. Tom?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and through the chair. Just for clarity, Stephen, is there a site plan available to show the location of those trees on the property? The reason for my question is I want to make sure that they're not within the town's right of way.
So using City View, I use that to see where the property line was, and it was on the property line of like within the property line of 2 Bluegrass Drive. I did not include that though.
And can you confirm how much, if any, branches project beyond the property lines?
I can't confirm that, no.
So to your knowledge, then, would you say that the trees and the growth of the trees in diameter is either wholly or completely contained within the property limits?
I would say within the property limits, yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that. That's all for me, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Anyone else? Marcella, Balpreet? Any questions? No? Okay. Yeah, no, I'm good. That was a good question, Tom, that the property, the trees are completely on the property. None of it is on town property whatsoever. Okay, good to know. All right, now I'm going to go to the appellant. Whoops, yes, Sarah, would you make your opening statement and present any evidence that you have?
I believe you all have my simple emails between me and Stephen. Because when I received the property stand order on October 25th, it was hanging outside the door. I checked the section 6.3, which it says, yards and the vacant property shall be kept free of dead or decayed trees, including branches and limbs thereof, damaged trees that create an unsafe condition and heavy overgrowth of the vegetation, unless this property is zoned for agricultural purpose. As we just said, this is a residential zone. It's not a agriculture purpose. So I took the pictures of these three trees Stephen marked, and they all straight. And first thing, my question is who is going to assess these three trees were damaged? Create an unsafe conditions. That's my first questions. And the second is the emails between me and Stephen. He said, I was asking, clarify about this bylaw section. And he said, this does not include entirety of the section. I'm thinking is when I receive the section, it should just explain in half of the explanation for the section. That's why I require appeal to dismiss this order. Because my tree, even you said it's dead, but it's still not create any safety problem.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. Okay, before I open open to the rest of the committee members, Stephen, do you have anything to say about what she just said?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Through email correspondence, I actually reached out to Sarah and a gentleman with last name Yao, I believe. I did mention that for clarity and in attempt to resolve the outstanding concerns, the order issued states the defect pertains to the tree, the three dead trees, including branches and limbs thereof under section 6.3 of the property standards bylaw. I did say yards and vacant property shall be kept free of dead or decayed trees, including branches and limbs thereof. Please note, this does not include the entirety of the section, only that specific sentence within that section. And I spoke with the other property owner, or sorry, so this was towards Yao, and then this was towards Sarah. I mentioned that I spoke with her earlier, and I did conduct a joint inspection with the town's arborist prior to generating an order, because I wanted to confirm as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Stephen. Before I open up to the members for any questions they may have for the appellant, Sarah, can I just ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Do you agree that your trees are dead?
Okay. This property I bought last year, it is rented out. I'm not living there. So when I received this in October 25th, I I really don't know because it might be showing the leaves next year. I'm not the expert to say this tree doesn't have leaves, so that means died. That's why I asked Stephen, who did this assessment? Do you have a license to do that?
Okay, I think we have that proof though. We have an arborist that was a professional arborist hired by the town of Aurora that did do that, and he does say they are dead. So that question should be eliminated from your mind. They're dead.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
He is the expert. Stephen did not make that decision. He is the bylaw officer. He's only brings it forward, and then the experts decide what the next stages would be. Okay.
Yeah, I learned from this case this time.
Yeah, no,
Thank
that's
you.
okay. But the arborist has decided, the professional has decided they are dead.
Okay.
And your point, can I just ask you why you are here right now? You want to keep the dead trees? Is that what you want? Or
Yeah,
you don't?
right now, oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Now that you know the trees are dead,
Mhm.
what is your objection now? Like, what would you like to happen now? Like, what are you asking us for?
I'm asking because you said I have to cut these 3 trees because not just they are died by law, it says that it has to create safety. I don't think it has a problem for now, so I don't want to do it now.
Okay, if the arborist has suggested that they are dead, though, you know that now. Okay, I will. I see what your objections are. I'll open it up to the other members if they have any comments or any questions they'd like to ask you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Julian. Can you go ahead, please?
Through you, Madam Chair. So I think the appellant's confusion arises out of the way that 6.3 is written. So to the appellant, you do understand that the dead trees don't have to create an unsafe condition. That's only for damaged trees. So the way that 6.3 is written says, as long as the tree is dead, they have to be removed, right? The following condition of creating an unsafe condition is for a different scenario, for trees that are not deemed dead, but only damaged. Do you understand that?
I'm reading. I'm trying to understanding this section now. So, including.
So there's a comma between, dead or decayed trees, right? Including branches and limbs thereof, comma. So that's the first item that we're dealing with. The second item of damaged trees that create an unsafe condition is not applicable to this case because your trees are already dead. So it doesn't matter if they create an unsafe condition or not, they're already dead. So this section applies.
Okay, I see what you mean. Let me have a look at this section again.
Okay, Julian, thank you. Any other members? Tom?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and through the chair. Sarah, you indicated that you weren't sure whether or not the towns qualified to make these judgments. And I want to make sure that you did see the actual report by the town's arborist. There's a letter dated, or a report dated November the 2nd, 2023. Did you receive that report? Have you seen that?
No, I don't. I don't have this report.
I see Jacqueline has her hand up.
Through you, Madam Chair. So to the appellant, you did receive the evidence packages from myself last week?
Last week? By email?
By email, you received the evidence packages from the town of Aurora, including a copy of your own.
Let me double check now. Can I take time to check right now?
Sure. So it's in the email with the Zoom link for today's meeting.
In the email. Okay, give me a second.
And Sarah, what, just in order to help understand here, please continue. But my comment is as follows. When you're requesting confirmation in terms of the qualifications of the town's arborist, if you look at that cover letter, it's very clear that Ian Bryant has a Bachelor of Science or Biological Sciences degree. He is a certified arborist as recognized by the province of Ontario. And just so that you are comfortable with the assessment that the town is providing to you in that report, I just want to echo that the bylaw officer, Stephen Hunter, is not the one making the decision on the status of your trees. He also clearly indicates that those trees are on your property. And I don't think we need to get into an issue of safety. I think there's enough general knowledge out there to confirm that a dead tree hit by lightning can certainly cause a major safety concern to the community at large. Trees the size of those dead trees, the size that they are, if they were struck by lightning, could certainly cause a major fire in the community, causing safety concerns to not only your property, but properties adjacent to you. But I do want to make sure that you did see that report. So I see that you're busy scanning through that document. But if you had any questions with regards to the qualifications of the arborist, I would suggest that requesting us to rescind the order on the basis of you wanting to go out and get another arborist to review that report and or provide you with a report would largely be a waste of time and possibly your money. So I just want to point that out to you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Did you find that report you were looking for, Sarah?
I only have one attachment in the email between me and city. That's a notice of a hearing. I don't have any report in my email.
Jacqueline?
Through you, Madam Chair, there's an email from Friday, December 1st, 12:15 p.m. from myself. There's a link to the evidence packages regarding your property standards appeal on December 7th. And it's just before the Zoom link that you would have used to join today's meeting.
It's not an attachment, Sarah, it's a link.
It's a link.
Tom?
If I may, Madam Chair, if Jacqueline, can you pull that up and share your screen? It'll just take a second just to show her that.
Sarah, this is the arborist report that the committee member was referring to.
Oh, that's this. Okay, that's the PDF. Okay, let me see. That's from Ian, right?
No,
Correct.
so through you, Madam Chair, it would have been from me.
Okay.
As part of the evidence package that you received, and it is signed as our committee member was stating by Ian Bryant, who's a certified arborist, and he has his qualifications mentioned here at the bottom.
Okay. I didn't see this in my email. I mean, any report in the email for the. You said it was a link, right?
Correct. Correct. I can forward you the email again right now. It's the entire evidence package for today's hearing.
Yeah, that would be great if you could email me that. Thank you. Oh, I got your email. Let me see.
Were you able to identify the letter from the arborist?
I'm going, I have to find the password too because I'm click the evidence, is that called the evidence package? Then there is an email I need to
Okay.
put the password there. Give me a second.
Yep.
So through you, Madam Chair, there's no password required. It's just accessible through your email address that you've provided us.
Yeah, but they ask me to, yeah, now I'm in. I think for safety. Yeah. I didn't get this before, that's why I didn't know that. I think, yeah.
So you're focusing on, sorry, Sarah, but you're focusing on the arborist letter, correct?
Yeah, but anyway, I think Julian explained to me about the how to read the bylaw. That my misunderstanding before, I thought that that's the whole sentence to say about the dead trees. Is that possible? I can read this report before we make any decision.
I'm gonna go to Jacqueline for that answer.
So through you, Madam Chair, our case presenter today, Stephen Hunter, did provide a synopsis of everything that was provided in the package. So
yeah.
His role during today's hearing is to provide a synopsis of everything that you were provided the week before the hearing. So if there's a specific item that you would like to review, we can bring it up on the screen or provide you a couple of moments, but I don't believe that the entire package needs to be reviewed.
Sarah, is that understood?
Yeah.
Yeah, because when Stephen Hunter first spoke earlier and everything that he had said, you agreed that everything was, that you agreed with. And that's exactly what's in the package, what he said earlier when he did his first opening statements. Is that understood?
Yeah, I think I'm okay.
Oh, good. So we can carry on then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, super. Okay, and you're free to review all that afterwards, but he did give it a nice little package for us all, read through the whole thing, every step. And so there's nothing that you're going to find in the package that wasn't already said today at this hearing, okay? Super. Okay, so I'm going to invite the case presenter to make a brief closing statement confirming what outcome they're requesting. Oh, wait, I'm sorry, just a moment. I'm going to go to Tom.
No, just a point of order then, Madam Chair. I wasn't sure whether or not any other members of the committee had any other questions. I know Julian and I did, but I wasn't sure if anybody else had any comments or questions.
No, very good.
Looks like everyone else is good. All right, I just wanted to.
No, thanks for pointing that out. Appreciate it. Okay, so now we'll go to the case presenter, Stephen Hunter, to make a brief closing statement confirming what the town is requesting.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just to go over first, that email I sent on November 1st of 2023, when I stated for clarity and an attempt to resolve the outstanding concerns, I did outline that it was only specifying to one sentence of that section. And I did also notify both proprietors that I had the town's arborist come out, examine the trees, and once after the examination, each tree in question was deemed dead by the arborist. Both of them did not ask for any confirmation via email or letter or anything like that, which I would have provided to show them the actual proof. But other than that, the town is just seeking to confirm the order.
Okay, thanks very much for that. Sarah, I'll ask you if you'd like to make a brief closing statement confirming what you want to happen here today.
Oh,
Now that you've got all the information in front of you and you've heard everything.
I think I have to agree with this order now because I learned this is a dead trees, and if I take the qualifications for the person who did this assessment, so I have to follow this order to cut the tree before the end of May next year. I don't have any problem now.
All right, so you're in full agreement with the order to cut the trees down.
Yeah, I just wondered, I know I never asked this because is there any way I can request to extend these days?
You could. You can ask
Okay.
anything you like. Just
Yeah.
you can. They can cut trees down in the winter. That's not a winter problem. It's all year round. You can ask. I see our bylaw officer and managers here now.
Mhm.
He might have something he'd like to add. Alex?
Just a question to confirm, maybe to Officer Hunter, what the current compliance date is on the order?
Absolutely. 1 second, please. It is May 31st, 2024. I wanted to provide an extensive amount for compliance date due to seasonal change.
Thank you. Through you, Madam Chair, I guess just my comment would be is I feel that the time frame is adequate. The officer has identified that there is no immediate threat to health and safety. However, the trees are deceased, so they will need to come down. Considering winter ice storms or heavy weight from snow, and then proceeding into the warmer spring months where we normally get heavy rain, lightning, and weather that will potentially bring the trees down, it would be my recommendation that we don't go any further than the current date on the order. Just to consider those factors, I appreciate that they are unknowns, and it may not happen, but considering the long-term safety and the continued decay of the tree, I would recommend that we, if the committee chooses to confirm the order, that they confirm the date as written.
Okay, thank you very much, Alex. I think we're good. Anybody else have anything else, Stephen, committee members? All right, I'm going to ask Jacqueline to step in here to allow us for a quick little recess, and since the appellant has agreed with the order, we'll probably just need a few minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So again, I will open the breakout room for our committee to go and discuss their decision. Sarah, you are welcome to stay in the meeting if you'd like to wait for the decision. You can also disconnect if you would prefer to receive it by email. Okay? Perfect. One moment. You should all receive an invitation.
Okay, welcome back. Everybody here?
Through you, Madam Chair, good to go.
Good to go. Thank you. Okay. Upon hearing the submissions of the appellant and the case presenter on behalf of the corporation of the town of Aurora and a review of all evidence submitted, it is the decision of the Property Standards Committee that the order to comply CE 202-32100 be confirmed in its entirety. The reasons for the decision were basically the trees are dead and they have to come down. We have not changed any dates. It still stands at May 31st, 2024. Yeah, that's all. Tom? Oh, may I please have a motion to confirm the decision of the Property Standards Committee? Tom?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Seconded by Valpreet. Thank you very much. I'll call the vote. All in favor? Opposed? That carries. Now I'd like to have a motion to adjourn. Oh, Valpreet, thank you very much. Seconded by Marcella. Much appreciated. All in favor? Is Marcella, you in favor? Yeah, all in favor. Okay. Opposed? That carries. Okay, that concludes the meetings for today. Wishing everybody a very happy holiday season.